much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, thank you. And I really am excited to be with you all today. For all of you who have chairs, please sit down. And it's a bit like church, up and down. But by the way, it's a good day, All Saints Day, to remind ourselves that today's a good day to go to church. I want to thank everybody for coming. And what an important morning it is. But it's an important morning because what we're going to do today is reflect on where we are and also continue to aspire to where we're going. See, I made a promise when we were all together just 2 months ago. I made a promise that we would collectively lock arms and be partners, and that we would come back and report how we're doing. And so this morning is a moment to celebrate on some real achievement, but also to report back to you on how we're doing. And I think that is part of the promise that we made to one another. Someone said to me along the way, maybe your mayor, that actions are important. And I think that the actions that the collective partnership has been demonstrating are inspiring. We had some time this morning to visit the Ramada. We had some time this morning to visit the spot where a grocery store will go. We had a chance this morning to visit one of the most attractive manufacturing redevelopment opportunities I think that we've got, and we've got to get things moving. We had a chance to visit with the pop-up health clinics. We had a chance to visit with leaders of our community organizations that are delivering for kids across Petersburg. And we now have a chance to be here with all of you to celebrate the ribbon cutting on a project that's been underway for a long time. If you can't feel the momentum in Petersburg, then you're asleep. Petersburg is moving, and I want to thank everybody for moving together. Mayor went through a list of thank yous, and I will just do it quickly again. Your elected representatives are doing an extraordinary job. They've come together. Delegate Kim Taylor, Senator Joe Morrissey, your Director of Rail and Public Transportation, Jennifer DeBrule, who is just driving a whole bunch of transportation initiatives. Charles Kuntz is everywhere. And if you all haven't spent time with this man, that means that you aren't running, because he is running every day and doing a great job. And again, your city council has locked arms and said, we are moving forward. And I just want to thank all of you. It's been extraordinary. So, all of the conversations that came together around the Partnership for Petersburg were reflected in initiatives that people literally signed up to. That was an important moment, a commitment, a covenant, as we discussed, in order to move things forward, because the ongoing concerns were real. Parents' fears as violent crime was running rampant throughout the neighborhoods, a lack of access to necessary preventative and life-saving health care, lagging transportation, the need for education pathways to close the gaps, but also to prepare students for life and for opportunities. Full stop, the need for more jobs. The reality that the overwhelming desire from your faith leaders, from your community leaders, to bring Petersburg back together to the extraordinary city that it has been was palpable. You could feel it. And you all spoke, and the teams listened. That's what's so exciting. And so that pledge that we made together, that covenant, was more than an announcement. It was a commitment to take action. And so our goal over the past couple months has been to take those pledges and turn them into action. Our aspirations remain unchanged, if not expanded. And I have to say, where we started with 6 pillars and 42 initiatives, they have grown beyond that. And that is what momentum feels like. And that's what a city who is changing its future does. So the partnership recognized that these real challenges had to be addressed. Violent crime, health outcomes, education opportunities, jobs, transportation, and a chance to build community. That's where all the effort has been focused. And so what I want to do is walk you through our progress, And this is just one of many progress updates, because that's what we do when we are working together, is we hold each other accountable for the actions that we promise to take. So, first initiative, fostering business and economic growth. So redevelopment opportunities that have been delayed and ignored in Petersburg are a thing of the past. And you can see it. You can see it. Through the Petersburg Partnership, we are taking development and redevelopment projects head on. And of course, the most prominent and visible one is the Ramada Inn. And we had a chance today to go visit and see cranes at work, people at work, taking down that blight. And everybody in this community should feel proud. I want to thank our legislative leaders for carrying the funding for this. Thank you. I want to thank our city leaders for making sure that they didn't drop the ball. I want to thank them for sending it to my desk and encouraging me to sign it. And I want to thank the vision that's going to go into what that site will be. It will be an office tower. It'll be a multi-use development with shopping or housing that's affordable. It will be something special. And I think the process of reimagining what people are going to see as they drive into Petersburg and drive by Petersburg is so exciting. And so, by the end of the year, that Ramada will be gone. I had the site manager promise me that again this morning. I asked him, is there anything that can stand in your way? Blizzards, snowstorms. He said, no, sir, we'll be done by the end of the year. That will be gone by the end of the year. And I want to thank Brian Moore and I want to thank Brian Horn for your commitment to making sure that we have execution and opportunity right around the corner at that site that was once an embarrassment. Now, as we press forward, we also want to unleash innovation, and we want to cultivate free enterprise throughout Petersburg. And it's critical to remember that unleashing innovation and cultivating free enterprise is not a government-led process. We can support, but this has to be a bubbling up moment. And so to help foster that economic growth, what we are doing is launching today the creation of the Petersburg Founders Fund. It's a new competitive grant to support the launch and expansion of new and existing companies in Petersburg. The initial Petersburg Founders Fund will be funded with $500,000. $500,000 that comes from the Virginia Innovation Partnership Corporation, part of our Commerce and Trade Secretariat, and that is all being put to use to bolster the city's entrepreneurial ecosystem. To ensure connection and responsiveness to the local community, we've established an investment advisory board, affectionately called an IAB. In government, everything has an acronym. And you have to constantly carry around a glossary with you to remind you what things stand for. But the IAB will consist of local business leaders and economic developers to assess the applications and make award recommendations. See, along with this fund, the Virginia Innovation Partnership Corporation, in collaboration with the Virginia State University, the Small Business Development Center, and other stakeholders, will work to award up to $25,000 in individual competitive grants to start-up business and fast-growing businesses in Petersburg. We are going to put our foot on the accelerator. These grants can be used to support business development, market validation, capital access, manufacturing, supply chain, HR initiatives, for startup and small for-profit businesses. And there's specific industries that are being targeted: consumer products, advanced manufacturing, information technology, hospitality, tourism, professional services, food and beverage, and life and health sciences. Friends, this is awesome. Let's go grow business in Petersburg. Our second pillar had to do with access to health care. And as we noted when we launched this initiative, a healthy community requires healthy citizens. Unfortunately, Petersburg health outcomes have been among the worst in the Commonwealth. They trail everyone. Residents of Petersburg face the lowest life expectancy rate in the state, 12 years worse than the national average. I just want to let that sink in for a minute. And that's why this is so important. Friends, we have to do so much better. We know we can do so much better. So to achieve success, we must make healthcare more accessible, more reliable, and more affordable. And with our partners, we've focused on disease screening, access to care, and improving health services for pregnant women, for infants, and for children. That is an incredibly important list. And if we tackle those initial fronts, we will fundamentally change the health profile of Petersburg. Our Medicaid health plan partners have collectively made over $3 million in investments and charitable contributions so far in serving the Petersburg community. All across Petersburg, more than 35 pop-up health clinics have taken root since the Partnership for Petersburg was launched. 35 pop-up health clinics. Today, Virginia Premier is at the library with their mobile van, providing blood pressure, diabetes screening, cholesterol testing, and other screens, as well as flu and COVID vaccines for community members. If you need to see them, go see them. I just met them. They are incredibly warm and nice, and they actually give you a prize if you come over and spend some time with them. Nearby, just across the way, the Virginia Department of Behavioral Health will have their mobile dental van present, offering dental screenings throughout the day. This mobile dental van is supported by the state to fund critical dental treatment for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They do it throughout the Commonwealth. They're here in Petersburg today. Recognizing the importance of good dental health, one of our plans donated 4,000 toothbrushes to every student in Petersburg. It was quite a moment, quite a moment. So this partnership is creating accessibility. Local leaders have been working around the clock, and I want to thank you, and we're proud to offer a host of upcoming dates with 14 more community events with clinics in November and early December, where residents can receive free life-saving screenings and treatment. 14 more between now and middle December. At Tabernacle Baptist Church, local clinicians will be on site today for diabetes screening events. Additional clinics will include mobile vision, infant sleep safety, dental. Friends, this is important. Let's get folks to these clinics. DMAS and Medicaid health plans will continue their efforts through a wide variety of community partnerships, events, and contributions to support the needs of Petersburg citizens. For example, DMAS has launched a series of mobile vision clinics to visit all the local schools, enabling the children of Petersburg to better achieve their educational goals. If you cannot see the board, you're going to fall behind. And how many children have not had access to vision care that deserve it? I am so proud of this initiative. Lastly, our Virginia Foundation for Healthy Youth is making available $500,000 in grants for youth drug prevention, childhood obesity, and new playgrounds. I just met an incredible team of folks who are going to work on all of those fronts. $500,000 in grants available in order to drive forward and expand more the already great activity these organizations are doing. I especially want to thank the federally qualified health clinic operated by Central Virginia Health Services for their work in this committee. I just met the most amazing team. We are grateful to the many partners and concerned individuals who are working to make Petersburg a healthier place to live. Third, building relationships with community leaders. There is extraordinary leadership, a strong spirit of community, great faith and fellowship, and a deep loyalty from businesses and nonprofits across Petersburg. One of the things I commented on the first time I was here is this is a strong community. It's an extraordinary community. And the community is coming together in such an exciting way. We brought together faith leaders, we brought together community leaders, business leaders, education leaders, nonprofit leaders, teachers, parents, students, all over the last couple of months. And it's been a great opportunity for everybody to listen. And since then, we've launched with the Secretary of the Commonwealth weekly meetings to listen. Weekly meetings to dream, weekly meetings to come up with the next initiative that we can put on our ever-growing 42 initiative list. This is how change happens. And these ongoing conversations with city, faith, and community leaders clarify. They clarify what you all need most. And it helps us target. And that is so important. And so through this collective effort, the city of Petersburg was awarded $2.8 million in grants as part of round 3 of the Community Flood Preparedness Fund. The grant will fund the implementation of a flood prevention and protection project in the Lakemont area. The project will result in the improvement of structural stormwater conveyance systems that will provide community scale benefits, particularly in this underserved section of Petersburg. The community has also worked together on water quality treatment measures consistent with our Chesapeake Bay goals, and the action plans have been putting in place and funding is available. The project site is subject to significant routine flooding from adjacent Petersburg National Battlefield property, and aging and inadequate storm sewer infrastructure and lack of the appropriate runoff is therefore causing challenges to this Lakemont neighborhood. So throughout these kinds of collaborations, we can assure flood prevention measures and water quality measures are in place. Friends, we have one very exciting initiative underway that is being led from our faith community, and that is to reestablish daycare in Petersburg. Friends, we cannot drive forward with all of these initiatives without having safe, reliable places to take care of our children. It's one of the biggest challenges across the whole Commonwealth. I have been so encouraged by the effort from our faith leadership here in Petersburg to grab this initiative and drive it forward. You have a partner. You have a partner in the Secretary of the Commonwealth. You have a partner in the Secretary of Education. You have a partner in the governor. You have a partner across our cabinet to make this a reality. We need more reliable, affordable, and accessible daycare in Petersburg. Full stop. Fourth, as we work to keep our communities safe, we acknowledge the glaring reality of rising violent crime across Virginia. We believe that meaningful cooperation with local and state resources plays a fundamental role in that solution. And we started our partnership with Petersburg with our Violent Crime Task Force. This collaboration between local and state resources has fundamentally changed the way we think about working with communities. You all were the test site, and it has now been spread across the entire Commonwealth. We committed to finding real solutions, sustainable solutions, with a surge in police presence, increased prosecutions, more activities for youth, and great leadership from your police commissioner and sheriff. And I want to thank both of them for their great leadership. Listen, Chief Christian has done an amazing job, and I just want everybody here to know that. He's done an amazing job. The message is clear: when crime is reduced, lives improve. When crime is reduced, we in fact see opportunity. People can feel like they're looking forward again. And I'm pleased to say that violent crime is down. It's down 51% since May of 2022, shortly after the surge began and the cooperation really went into full throttle. It's critically important to recognize that the number of incidents and victims has been reduced from 39 to 19 in September alone. But let me be clear. The last 2 weeks of October were rough. We know it, we saw it, we read about it in the morning, you lived it. And so we cannot take our attention off of this for a moment. This is our most important goal. We have to get crime down so that Petersburg can flourish. Petersburg is a key partner in our Operation Bold Blue Line. And on the top of this, the Virginia State Police has committed significant resources to continue to support the Petersburg Bureau of Police, including 62 Virginia State Police personnel, a Bureau of Administration Support Services, criminal investigation, and field operation personnel here, 9 Central Virginia Narcotics Task Force personnel, 6 Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm personnel, and 8 U.S. Marshal Task Force personnel. This is a real commitment, and it's going to continue. And I want to thank everybody in our law enforcement community for being absolute heroes. Heroes here in Petersburg, heroes that are going to lead the way to a safer community. Every time there's danger, you run to it while the rest of us run away from it. You are true heroes. Thank you. Thank you all. We've also been working to address juvenile crime. And in order to assist the Petersburg Police Department, Virginia is funding the Crater Criminal Justice Academy, the Petersburg Police Department's Law Enforcement Academy, to bring in high-level training for Petersburg Police Department. This training will be delivered by local and regional instructors on the campus of Virginia State University, the Virginia State University, to specifically address innovative methods of Virginia crime reduction. Folks, this violent crime reduction initiative is so important because it is here embedded in the community. Classes will be open to students who have an interest in the field of criminal justice, cultivating a partnership between the Petersburg Police Department and Virginia State University students as they prepare for a career in public service. Soon, Virginia State University students will be able to graduate from college with their written police academy training and testing completed, and they can go right to work. That is exciting. Hang with me. I got a few more things to acknowledge. I know it's hot, but I so appreciate everybody hanging with me because there's a lot going on. I promised you a full review. You're getting it. Fifth initiative was to prepare Petersburg students for life. And we know for Virginia and Petersburg, the best place to live, work, and raise a family will be the place where you have the best opportunity to learn. The education team galvanized through the Partnership for Petersburg includes nearly 50 local education leaders and spans early education all the way through K through 12, work-based learning, post-secondary education. I can't tell you how excited I am about the comprehensive involvement across Petersburg from everybody who touches education. This is an all-hands affair. They represent everybody. The Virginia State University Lab School proposal was submitted, and I'm so excited about it. It's one of these important initiatives that Virginia State University jumped out in front of. Their proposed lab school will start in preschool and 6th grade and continue to expand to serve additional grades with a focus on STEM and computer science. I want to thank President Abdullah, Education Dean Willis Walter, Petersburg School Board Chair Kenneth Pritchett, Incoming Superintendent Tamara Sterling, and Deputy Superintendent Julius Hamlin, and all the community and employer partners who have come together to create such a strong proposal. The partnership with Petersburg City Public Schools, Richard Bland College, of course Virginia State University, Bright Point Community College, Amazon, Lego, Dominion Energy, and multiple community organizations demonstrates what it means to come together and drive opportunity in education. This is an exciting, exciting application. Among our many partners working hard is the YMCA of Greater Richmond. And the YMCA is doing extraordinary work right here in Petersburg. They also work to support safe, nurturing environments before and after school across Petersburg City Public Schools. Building upon Petersburg's new support of after-school care, I am pleased to announce that the Commonwealth has invested an additional $327,000 to support the YMCA in expanding their much-needed before-school services to all 4 elementary schools. Through the support of Petersburg and the Commonwealth together, before and after school care is available now at Walnut Hill, Cool Spring, Pleasant Lane, and Lakemont Elementary Schools. That's pretty cool. Thank you all. That's really cool. And the Commonwealth support will also expand school care to Westview Early Childhood Education Center at the end of this month. We are going to make sure that there are productive, exciting, and safe things to do in the morning before school and after school. And I have to say, I just raised the bar because I challenged everybody to start thinking about what happens on weekends. That's coming next. That's coming next. Registration for both early morning and after school care is open now. If your child or a child in your life would benefit, please find Betsy Peters, Terrell Benton, and Markeisha Campbell from the YMCA. And if you are here, please stand up and wave, and we've got applicants coming your way. Back here in the back. Back here in the back. Right there, right there, right there. Awesome. Rock stars, absolute rock stars. They have paper applications and QR codes for registration. You can also go online to ymcarichmond.org to sign up for a free care today. And thank you, Betsy, Terrell, Markeisha, and the entire YMCA team for your work to provide nearly 175 Petersburg students and families with high quality out-of-school care. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And finally, Communities in Schools Petersburg is another transformational community partner. Communities in Schools has 7 site coordinators providing wraparound services to support all of a student's basic needs, from attendance to academic support to healthcare to behavioral and social support. They are an extraordinary organization. They were going to be forced to eliminate the site coordinator position at Westview Early Childhood Education Center. But site coordinators fill gaps. They are the ever-present safe space for our students. Every student in Petersburg needs a caring adult like this in their corner. That's why today the Commonwealth has awarded nearly $400,000 to sustain that position and add 2 more site coordinators. Two new site coordinators, one at Blandford Learning Academy, the new 6th grade, and Petersburg High School. With these dedicated site coordinators, Community in Schools will provide Tier 1 support, including food distribution, school supplies, health and hygiene closets, and mobile dentists to more than 1,000 additional students. They will also provide one-to-one and small group counseling and academic coaching to an additional 150 students. Thank you, Communities in Schools Petersburg President and CEO Wanda Stewart. Wanda, where are you? There you are. And finally, Pillar 6, keeping Petersburg moving. You know, what we've seen, of course, is that people can't fulfill their destiny if they can't move around. And transportation access plays such a key role in developing the success of Petersburg. So with that mission in mind, the Department of Rail and Public Transportation has worked closely with the City and Petersburg Area Transit on developing high-quality transit services in the Petersburg area and improving access to those services. The vision for this started a long time ago, and it has been needed, and it is so exciting to see it come to fruition. One of the most exciting transit projects in the community is the completion of the Petersburg Multimodal Center. It now includes a new $8 million park and ride facility. This project has been almost a decade in the making and began when a critical need was identified in VDOT's statewide park and ride study for additional commuter parking near the existing Petersburg Multimodal Center. The Department of Rail and Public Transportation worked closely with the City of Petersburg, Petersburg Area Transit, and VDOT to develop this project, and we are pleased to announce the completion of a 75,000 square foot facility with over 215 parking spaces that will help reduce the need for using single occupancy vehicles and will significantly improve access to transit services for all Petersburg residents. Transportation plays a critical role in the everyday lives of Virginians, and we have to continue to press forward with ambitious projects to connect people, yes, with things, to connect people with other people, but most importantly, to connect people with their future. That's what transportation is all about. The revitalization of Petersburg is not an effort that relies solely on the will and passion of our leaders to bring about change. It is an effort that relies on the individual strengths of the Petersburg community. The power of one is amazing. And when the power of one is multiplied across an entire community, tremendous change happens. And there are so many powers of one standing here right now. And I'd love to come give each of you a hug, because what you're doing is changing the future of a community that candidly had been left behind. They asked me early on, why Petersburg? And I said very quickly, Petersburg matters. Friends, Petersburg matters. And it is fun to be here with you, yes, reporting on progress. But all that does is help us understand that there's so much more we can do. As I said, the list of 42 initiatives continues to grow. We've added a grocery store. We've added economic development opportunities. And we have a number of near-term announcements that we'll be making over the next couple weeks around job fairs, tutoring support, and other, I think, critical steps as we all walk together in our partnership for Petersburg. So finally, I'd like at this time to invite Charles Kuntz to come up, the Director of Mass Transit, who everybody here has seen and knows. And I'd like to present something to Charles. I should have it right here. Charles, as I said earlier, there is not much that happens in Petersburg Transit without you pushing it, pulling it, cajoling it, making it happen. And if you aren't keeping up with Charles, then you better put your running shoes on, because we all have to keep up with him. And one of the great privileges I have as governor is awarding you this morning a flag from the Commonwealth of Virginia that flew over our capital, a flag that represents the unity that we all share in the Petersburg partnership, and a flag that I hope you will proudly fly in front of this great facility that represents yet another step forward together in Petersburg. Thank you. That's our report for today. We will do this again because actions matter and holding each other accountable matters. And as I said, the mayor knows I frequently call him on the weekend and say, Mayor, something's stuck. What can we do to get it unstuck? And he immediately goes to work. I can call Delegate Kim Taylor and say, Delegate, something's stuck. What can we do to get it unstuck? And she immediately goes to work. Senator Morrissey, same way. City Council, same way. And so I want to thank everybody for being partners in moving things forward and getting those few things unstuck that get stuck. But most importantly, I want to thank all of you for being out here this morning and celebrating the opportunity that the Petersburg partnership represents and the path forward that we will all share in making Petersburg everything that she should be, the best place in the Commonwealth in America to live, work, and raise a family. God bless you. Let's go cut a ribbon.